Well, hey, and welcome back for more on this 21-day journey, returning to pivotal moments in the history of God's people when communities and individuals leaned in and cried out for more. We're following their example, and we're reaching into their stories, leaning into these moments for inspiration to pray our own prayers of faith, crying out to God for more. So this is day 9, and it's a unique assignment today to lean into what's not probably a very popular moment or really well-known moment, but is, I think, a moment of inspiration nonetheless. We're going to reach into a letter written by Jude, a servant, Christ Jesus, who was living in the first century and figuring out what it looked like to really follow him. And he wanted to raise his voice and serve as an encouragement to other churches, other Christians who were trying to do the same. And so he wrote this letter, and at the end of it, he puts pen to parchment to pray. Something very, I think, powerful and inspirational for us. And I don't know how you feel if in the midst of just living life, it ever feels like a struggle to follow Jesus. It does for me, and I need to be reminded of what it's all about. And at the very end of Jude's short letter, he says something important. You know, this life isn't really about my glory, my majesty, my authority, or my power. But it's really about the power, the glory, the majesty, the authority of Jesus, our King. And having that perspective is critical if we're ever going to experience the fullness of life that God has for us. And so at the very end of his letter, Jude, words of prayer, of blessing, he cries out, and he cries out that the people he shares life with would really know and appreciate God's power, his authority, his glory, his majesty. And so what I want to invite you to do today as you lean into this moment is to find your voice, to cry out for the same. More glory, more authority, more majesty, more power for King Jesus in your relationships, in your marriage, or with your children, or with your parents, with your coworkers, your neighbors, your friends, with even strangers you bump into, that this would be a prayer you could cry out, and that it could be true wherever you go, whatever you do, that King Jesus would receive all the glory, the majesty, the power, and the authority, trusting that when that happens, as that happens, we can truly experience his kingdom come and his will done here on the earth as it is in heaven. So I encourage you to do that today, a simple prayer, a short prayer, but a powerful prayer. Pray that together with me today and trust that his kingdom will come and his will be done right here at Southern Hills in Tulsa as it is in heaven. Be blessed as you lean in and you cry out today. We'll see you again tomorrow.